Hello, good morning. I'm getting ready to start some market prepping, and I'm trying to pick what pattern I'm going to do, so hopefully you guys can help me with that. Let me know in the chat how you're doing today, if you're excited to do some market prepping today. I am. I have been putting off market prepping quite a bit. Doesn't look like we have anybody in here yet, but that's fine. Let's see. I am going to go ahead and pick a pattern then. I've got quite a few up. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I've got a handful of patterns here that I have on my market prep list, and I haven't made any of these yet. I have like quite a big market prep list that I've been trying to tackle since my last market, and I've just been doing a kind of bad job of it because I'm trying to get other things done. Hello, Hillbilly Heart. Hello, Ashley's Cozy Vibes. Yeah, so I think in the last live stream and last couple of videos, actually, I think I've been sharing with you guys this big ol' list that I have of everything that I've been wanting to prep for my next market. Of the things on this list that I have completed, I have bear keychains, bee keychains, mini bees, Anchor the octopus, Tilly the tiny turtle, and capybaras. And then the rest of these things are I think in each one of my tabs that I have like one of those patterns up except for a couple of them because they're like paid patterns and I don't want to share those on stream for you guys. Um, but we've got itty bitty birds. I need to make some mini chickens, which I use the tiny chicken keyring pattern to make them, but I use like Bernat blanket sized yarn. And then I've got the mini fruit friends, the mini dinos. And for the mini dinos too, those are keychain sized ones. So I use even smaller yarn. Um, I want to make some popping mushroom keychains, mini cat loafs, which are actually not on my list, but they should be on my list because they sell really well and I think they're really cute and really popular. And then we've got pocket axolotls. And then I just have some of my own patterns in here because I've been meaning to make some more emotional support veggies. And I'm out of all of the popular ones. I think the only ones that I have left are like these green capped mushrooms, which aren't as popular. And then some of the root veggies that have like more obscure colors that you're not really sure what vegetable that is. Um, so I need to make some of those, but y'all can help me pick a pattern this morning if you want. So let me know in the chat what you want me to make, and then once I have a consensus, I'll go pick out the yarn and I'll get started making it. Hi, Jen! We've got one of my testers in the chat. That's really exciting. I'm currently doing a baby Christmas tree pattern test right now, and Jen is testing that for me. Sorry, I'm trying to get my hair uncaught from my headset here. But yeah, Jen is really awesome. So hello, Jen. All right, any opinions? Any opinions on what I should make this morning? I know that you guys are on a little bit of a delay, but I would love to hear what you guys think I should make. Lisa says corn. What else? What else we thinking? Corn? Another corn? I'm surprised. Keychain chickens and baby shrooms. Purple baby shrooms. I've never done purple before, Ashley. That's cool. Um, Julia says the duck. Is that the itty bitty birds pattern? Is that what you're saying? Hillbilly Heart says my husband is a trapper and tanner, so I mostly crochet wildlife. He sells them at markets. That's really cool. Another vote for corn. So I guess we're doing corn, guys. I'm actually very surprised about that. So we will be making some corn. I will grab some colors really quickly for our corn. I'm not going to do too many of them. Maybe I'll do like one or two, and then I'll try to make some other things too. But we will definitely get started with corn. So let me quickly grab some colors, and then if you guys want, you can also crochet alongside me if you want. I'll have the pattern open on the page that I am on if you guys want to follow along, but no worries if you are working on something else. So I will be right back. I also took off my sweatshirt because I got a little warm, but I have a bunch of colors that I want you guys to help me pick from to start. I don't normally have this many yellows and greens, but I had a Premier Yarns order recently and I went crazy because they had a lot of new greens here. So I've got this one, which is the color Sour Apple. And then we've got this one, which isn't even Premier Yarns. This is Adorable Baby Bee in Forest, really dark green. And then I've got this, which is Goblin Premier Parfait Chunky. Um, we've got a new color from Premier Yarns. This is Chartreuse. And it's actually really funny because when I ordered this, I was not even ordering Premier Parfait Chunky. I was ordering Parfait XL, and I saw that they released this new color, so I was like, I need to get that one. I don't have it. And then this is the color Sage. So help me pick the husk color, guys. What color husk should I do? The green part. Um, I'm personally kind of going for Goblin. What do you guys think? What we think? I wish I could. I wonder if I can do a poll in the chat. Let me try to figure that out while you guys. Um, ooh, I can start a poll. Okay, cool. That was pretty easy to figure out actually. So we've got uh, which color green? Except the thing is, there's going to be too many colors to put in this um, poll. I think because I think you can only do 5. Got chartreuse. By the time I put this poll out, oh, you can only do 4 in a poll. Anyway, I just sent a poll out for some of the colors. And then we've got, looks like lots of votes. Thank you guys for engaging so quickly. Goblin! Goblin is leading by a lot, actually. And I know that some of the colors in there are not even in the poll. I think this one in particular, Sour Apple. So, um, yeah. But it looks like Goblin won. So cool. We'll do Goblin. I'm going to set these behind me. And then for our yellow color, I am going to write out the color question, the poll, before I show you guys the colors. We've got the colored mustard. We've got the Premier Parfait fruits in the color orange, except that is a little bit of a bad description for it because it's this right here. If you're unfamiliar with Premier Parfait fruits, it's like a variated shade where there's like different color transitions in it. And this one in particular, I just cut apart all of the color transitions because I really wanted to use this in particular because it makes really cool corn cob looking things. So that one is the option fruits. This is mustard. This right here is maize. And then for our final color option, we have more of a yellow color, and this is just sunshine. So I'm going to send out that poll really quickly now, and you guys tell me what color I should do with Goblin. And I'll hold Goblin up too so that you guys can see all of our options. Anybody enjoying watching me juggle? Oh, all the skeins of yarn and dropping them? Man, I'm going to have to pick that up. I'm just dropping skeins all over the place, guys. Okay, here's our colors. Tell me which one you want. Fruits has the lead, which is also personally my pick as well. So good job picking a good color that I want to do. What else do we got? Any other votes? Just 78% for fruits. Okay, I guess we will be doing fruits. I know mustard is pretty high too, but it's not like as astronomically high, I suppose. Okay, we're gonna go with fruits then. I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll. So what are you guys working on today? I know that I think it was um, Hillbilly Heart said that they were working on Christmas things. That's pretty cool. I put Goblin behind me. Oops. Um, Anybody else working on anything fun today? Are we all market prepping? Or are we working on Christmas presents? What are we doing today? I'm going to transition my screen to the pattern if you guys want to follow along with me. I had some really awesome testers for this pattern. This is back when I only did 6 testers per pattern. Now I'm doing 9 because I feel like if I get a few testers in testing the pattern that just I know that some people do tester calls and just like don't really leave any feedback, so it kind of reduces the amount of people that just don't leave any feedback, I think, and it gives me more more opportunity to have people who actually can give me good notes about things. But Karen Meow Crochet is also really awesome. She helps me with a lot of my tester calls when she has time. I know like every single one of these people personally now, because they just help so much all the time and interact with my stuff all the time. So that's really cool. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and start in our Premier Parfait fruits to make the corn cob. Let's see, what are y'all saying? Heather is making a bear holding a coffee cup. That's really unique. I would love to see the link to that pattern if you have it, just so that we know what that looks like. Um, Hillbilly Heart says she's working on a deer butt purse for a Christmas present. I have never heard of that before. That is very, very unique. Um, what else do we got here? Christmas as well. Ashley said Christmas market this Saturday. What Christmas market is it? Are you going to Christmas on the Square as well, or is it a different one? I know that a lot of people. I know that like there's a Christmas market in Bryan this weekend, and there's also a Christmas market in Bastrop this weekend. But I know that I'm just very Texas centric too, so I know that there are more Christmas markets probably this weekend than just Texas. 2, 4, 5, 6 in my first round. I might need to adjust my camera a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm working on a little bit better. Let me try to do that. Hopefully it's not super disorienting for you guys. There we go. Can see my hands a little better. Loving Creation says I'm making a lot of snakes right now. A lot of snakes. See, I'm always really surprised when people say that they like market prep snakes, because when I think of things that I want to market prep or things that I would want to buy personally, I would not want a snake. But I've sold snakes before, and I'm always like, you really want that snake? Christine says nothing fun making scrubbies to restock my shop. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully you get to something fun later. It is really hard for me to keep track of what I'm doing when I am talking to y'all at the same time. I'm having to like double check my work as I go. I don't normally have to do that. Sandra says inventory for my 3-day market Friday. I hate inventory. I feel you. I hate inventory so much. It's the worst. I hate reconciling. I hate adding inventory. And so every single time I have to add inventory or tag things, it's like it takes way too long. Sandra, oh, I already read that one. Debbie says working on a market bag. That's fun. Okay, what round am I on? Three. I'm on round three. We're doing one single crochet and an increase. I just had to remind myself. I was just going into like autopilot and just doing single crochets. um, let's see what else. Maria says working on crocheting Jesus for a Christmas present. That's awesome. Also, would be really interested in seeing a link. Actually, you know what? I'm just realizing now that you guys probably can't send links in the chat. Um, so feel free, if you have Instagram, you can DM me there, those links, and I can share them. But yeah, I've been looking for a good Jesus amigurumi pattern. I've seen a lot out there, but they're always in a language that I can't speak. And a lot of other like nationalities and things like that, they always have kind of different abbreviations for stitches and things. I found that out when I was doing my I think it was FPR number 27 where I was doing K-pop Demon Slayers. There was one pattern that was on YouTube that had like the it had the captions in English, like the abbreviations were in English, but some of the things just didn't translate directly, like popcorn. It was talking about a bobble stitch, but she called it popcorn. And I know that popcorn stitches are really similar to bobble stitches, but they're not the same thing. But it was basically a bobble stitch. But I was kind of thrown off that she kept saying pop in the abbreviations. Ooh, somebody sent me a message. Is that the. Oh, I forgot that's on screen for you guys. Hold on. Let me see. Um. Oh, the bear holding the coffee cup pattern. Thank you, Heather. I will send that in the chat so everybody can see it. Actually, I'll just share it on screen. And then if you guys want it, I will. Oh, it's so cute. See, I didn't even realize that there was like this big craze about some cup that Starbucks was doing that looked like a teddy bear. I know that that was something that kind of went crazy and I see people making patterns for it now, but that's kind of what that reminds me of. But that's cute. Very cute. Looks like a nice pattern. And then somebody else sent me a message too, but I don't know. Oh, no, it was just Heather. Okay, never mind. Back to our corn cob. I gotta get back to the right page because it refreshed. There we go. Um, let's see. I just struggle reading different abbreviations that different countries have for different crochet things. I know that UK abbreviations are a little different, so obviously it doesn't surprise me when there's like a bunch of other patterns out there that are written in a different language and I just have no idea what's going on. um, let's see. Ashley says, I'm in North Carolina, a local one here. Okay, cool. See, I just like completely forgot. It blanked in my mind that different states exist when you said that. I think it's partially because I put out a poll on YouTube yesterday and it was asking you guys like what you wanted me to do on stream today, and market prep was the consensus both on Instagram and on YouTube. But one of my subscribers commented there, and I recognized her because she was actually at Christmas in Crockett last year, and I got to meet her in person, which was really cool. But yeah, I just immediately assumed that you might have known me and were like at a market with me at some point, but that is my bad. Hillbilly Heart says, I am way over in Eastern Tennessee. That's really cool. Eastern Tennessee is really beautiful. I used to work out of Memphis when I had a full time job, so I was all over Tennessee quite a bit, just for different work events and all sorts of things. Western North Carolina here, close to Asheville, North Carolina, Ashley said. I've also been to Asheville. Asheville is also really beautiful. Um, I worked for a bank that was like really southeast United States, and I would have to like travel all over the place to record video of different things. And I went to a bunch of different places in North Carolina during my internship there when I first started. So that's really cool. Um, Hillbilly Heart says I market between the Cumberland Plateau and Newport Ashley. I don't know where those areas are. That's really cool though. And then Debbie says they can if you have a community page. I assume she's talking about sharing links. Yeah, I think a lot of the time, if you are not the owner of the stream too, you're not allowed to share links. But if you guys want the link to that bear pattern that Heather sent me, I can send it in the chat. Just let me know. I am in round 8 now. Kathleen says, a very good morning to you all from the foggy Pacific Northwest. Good morning, Kathleen. And Heather says, I am in West Central Illinois on the Mississippi. Cool. Very cool. We've got people from all over today. That's really awesome. Um, yeah, if you guys didn't know, I actually used to live in Iowa, and I actually lived all over too, because my family moved a whole bunch. Um, So I lived in Iowa, in Des Moines, and I lived in Wisconsin, Missouri, New Jersey, all over the place. Just an update on where I am in the pattern. I'm in round 9, so I'm getting ready to do these bobble stitches, so I'm going to have to focus for a second here. I have to count. um, Hillbilly Heart says, I live an hour from either interstate, so it's a drive for me to get to civilization. Yeah, same here. I don't live as far, but like I live 25 minutes from an interstate in one direction. But there's only like one interstate that's pretty close to me. Okay, 4 stitches and then a bobble stitch. Um, yeah, but I feel like when we first moved out here, we used to live in San Antonio, and now we live in rural East Texas. And now it took some getting used to having like whenever we had to go get groceries, it takes like 25 minutes. So Debbie's from Michigan. D Land says hi. Hello. Heather's been to Des Moines a few times. Yeah, I went to Drake University in Des Moines. That's where I met my husband. Sanders from Oklahoma. Yeah, lots of people, lots of new faces in the chat too. I'm really excited about that. Um, yeah, so everybody seems to be kind of like in the central time zone too, it looks like, except for maybe Ashley. Ashley and Hillbilly Heart are probably in Eastern time zone. I've been to Frisco before. It was flat. Frisco, Texas. I think I might have driven through Frisco, Texas on the way to Iowa once. I'm not sure though. It's pretty hilly. Like it's not there's in Texas there is like hill country, but there's also hills outside of hill country in Texas. It's not nearly as hilly, but we have some hills out here in East Texas too. We also have tons of pine trees, which I was not expecting when we moved out here. Okay, I need to switch to green now. I also need to place my eyes, but I don't have eyes out, so I'm going to grab those. And I think I might do some 16mm eyes, maybe. I did them on my Christmas tree pattern that is getting tested right now, and I really, really liked it. And it's like the same size as these, so I think that would be really cute. I also need to get my... Oh, it's on the table already. My safety eye tool. I think I might have mentioned this in last stream, but I was really disappointed to find out that this safety eye tool, it's supposed to work with eyes from 5mm to 30mm, but the 25mm eyes that I have, the like post, oh, I'm throwing stuff. Let me do full screen camera so you guys can see. The post of the safety eye, um, right there, it is too wide for this safety eye clamp. Um, so if you have any recommendations for me, I would be very, very excited to get one that actually fits those safety eyes in the future. But anyway, I've got some offset safety eyes, 16 millimeter. I'm gonna figure out what color I have in these like little pre-made glitter washers. I've got this little thing here. It doesn't come like this. This is just a package that I'm reusing, and that's just, I am an organization girly, so I like to not have everything in little baggies if I can help myself at all. But it looks like my options are blue, light pink, or purple. And I'm not sure if I like any of those options, honestly. Might do the silver. I don't know. What do you guys think? Any opinions? Blue, purple, or silver? I need to paint some of these, honestly. I think this set here that I got in my last order, I got without the glitter washers, so I need to paint some of them. But let me do a poll for our eyes. We've got purple, silver, and blue. Let me know what you think for our little corn cob here. Blue. Highly recommend the blue tool that has the flat base from Amazon. I don't know if I've seen that. See, this one comes in like 3 colors. It's like blue, purple, or pink, and I think they have like a green one too. And this had like lots of great reviews on it from Amazon, but I think most people are probably using them with like the plain black safety eyes that are really cheap. 50% for blue right now, but 36% for purple. Ooh, it's moving a lot. I'm gonna wait a minute before I pick them, I guess. Lots of opinionated people in the chat for this one. We've got Heather says my son was shipped off to Marine boot camp out of Des Moines. Okay. DNJ Reads is from New York, and we've got Maria from Oak Ridge, North Carolina. Lots of people from North Carolina and like that kind of general area. I know Tennessee, like East Tennessee is pretty close to North Carolina too. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll. I think the consensus is blue, so we're gonna do blue. I like that. I like blue. That'll work. Hopefully this is a good enough size. The washer is like kind of little. I might have to go with washers that are a little bit too big. Man, they do not want to come off once I put them on. Okay, this'll be fine. It'll stick out just a tiny bit. Jesus is the pattern from Greta Wings DIY. Okay, I'll have to look for that. Is that on Instagram, Maria? Okay. Here's our eyes. Focus. Focus on not my face. Thank you. The washers are a little bit big on these, but it'll be fine. Nobody's gonna notice. Nobody's gonna know. And then I am very happy about this new safety eye tool because one of the shipments of these eyes came with like half of the backers were like this, and then the other half were these rounder ones. And these are nearly impossible to do with your hands, so I'm very, very, very happy. They are impossible to do with my hands because I have very weak finger strength. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop these safety eyes in. Yeah. Maria said G. Is that, did, did you mean IG? They are on Instagram. I'll have to look it up if it is. I need a good Jesus pattern. I think that would be popular at Christmas in Crockett too. Alright. What y'all think? They look good? I'll pop them in a second now. I'll gotta hide my face. You got another pair of eyes to focus on, camera. There we go. I think those look good. Okay, we're gonna do that. Locking it in. Thank you. Those are pretty, Amber. I like them a lot. I think the offset pupil safety eyes add so much to the character and make them just so much more adorable, I think. Greta is on all platforms. Okay, cool. I was just wondering if the pattern is on Instagram or if it's like a paid pattern or if she has like a website. That's what I was asking, Maria. Sorry, I didn't know if that was clear or not. Okay, they're locked in. They look really cute. I'm going to stuff it a little and then I'm going to start doing, I have to transition to green. Um, and then we'll start doing the corn cob part. But here's the pattern. This is my own pattern for the people who are just tuning in now. And we're market prepping for my market this Saturday. Um, and I don't have any corn cob right now. So this will be a nice addition to my inventory. All right, Jen said precious. Heather says good. Thank you guys all for being so responsive today. And there's a lot more of you than normal. I don't know what that's about. Are you guys coming from my Instagram? Did you find me randomly on YouTube? Are you guys subscribed already? I'm just curious about how you guys are finding my stream today. Um, yeah. Okay, so I'm adding my green, and then I gotta do round 11, which is single crochet and a decrease 6 times. This is gonna look so good with these two colors, guys. You did a fabulous job picking colors. Thank you so much. Okay, and decrease. We earlier in the stream we were talking about what everybody is working on today. So if you're new in the chat, let us know what you're working on and where you're from. Heather says I'm subbed and got a notification. Oh, cool. Well, thank you for having the bell on then. Thank you, thank you. I know that some people get annoyed with like constant notifications, so thank you. Thank you for having your bell notification on. I I in my last stream I was working on it was like the giveaway stream where I picked the winners for my giveaway that I did with Zaka Workshop, and we picked winners, and then afterwards I was working on Anchor the Octopus, which I finished. And if you haven't seen that, it is in my last video, kind of like at the very end of the video actually. I show Anchor the Octopus, and behind me you might have noticed that I have a big ol' octopus. It's in Parfait XL. I just finished like the tentacle, like putting the tentacles together and doing like the main body piece where you pop the eyes in. And then I was very tired, so I stopped. I stopped working on it. But I still have to do like the head hump, but that is supposed to be like the extra extra large Anchor the Octopus that I was going to bring to market and put on top of my tent, but it's not looking as big as I was hoping. So I'm going to have to maybe just like drape it over one of the corners of my tent instead. But he's looking really big and beautiful and glorious. I'm really happy about that. Um, D Land says I've been subscribed for a while. I'm working on Christmas baubles. Sandra says I'm subscribed. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maria said it's a paid pattern and it's very detailed. She also provided video tutorials. That's awesome. I love when there's extra little tutorials in there. I've been thinking about doing that more often. I had to do it a little for my pajama pouch kitty pattern. There were some steps that were kind of complicated because of the nature of it being no-sew, and then like some of those things, like some of the techniques that people usually use to attach those parts are not typically no-sew, so it was a little confusing for some people. So I was like, okay, I will make a video showing you how to do this step, and that seemed to help a lot. So yeah, it's always really awesome when people have video tutorials in their written patterns to kind of supplement where things are kind of complicated. Julia says, I've watched your videos before, but this is the first time YouTube has recommended your live stream to me. Well, awesome. I was always like past, this is my fourth live stream, I think. Um, I've always been super worried that the live stream being at like 11:30 was kind of like a bad time for people to tune in for an hour just because, it's on a Tuesday, it's not on a weekend. People might be working or be at school, and so I was a little worried that um, I wouldn't get as many people watching, but it seems like it's doing better now. We're getting more and more views every stream. Amber says I'm working on a color pool blanket. It's a little challenging. I have never done color pooling before. It's so intimidating to me, so props to you for trying that. Um, ooh, the way that I wrote this pattern is a little different from the way I've written this pattern, like similar patterns in the past, and I have the leg bobbles closer together than I'm used to. So I think I have them positioned like in between the arms, like just inside of the arms. Um, and in my Christmas tree pattern, I don't taper the shape as much as I do with this corn cob, so that just threw me off a little bit. But it looks like there are just supposed to be two single crochets. I'm doing three because I think if I did two, they will look. I don't know. Maybe I need to adjust that. I don't know. I don't know. uh, let's see. Jen Summers says, hello, wonderful to find you live, definitely a fan. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for watching. Corky, hi Corky. Corky is going to be at Christmas in Crockett with me on this Saturday, so I'm really excited to come say hi again, Corky. Hopefully you're getting some market prepping done today during the stream. Amber says, I homeschool. Heather says, I am watching this while working. I work from home, so it's easy to do. Yeah, working from home is so nice. Nobody can get mad at you for doing things that don't actually distract you from work. Um, Julia says, for me it's 15:06 right now. So that's 1 is 13, 2 is 14, and then sorry, I'm struggling so much. That would be 3 o'clock wherever you are. Okay. I don't know what time zone that is then. Anna says, I found you through your pattern review videos here on YouTube. I was excited to see you live because I usually miss them and have to watch them later. Well, I'm glad you were able to tune in live today. Yeah, I find it like surprisingly very fun to do these lives and to actually like chat with you guys. I do want to admit it is really difficult for me to crochet and talk to you guys at the same time. It's definitely something I'm trying to work on. um, it's just hard to give both my full attention at the same time. Because like normally when I'm crocheting, I'll be watching like a YouTube video or a movie or whatever, and for whatever reason that is really easy for me to focus on two things at the same time. But if I get like confused about the pattern that I'm working on, if I'm working on it for like the first time or something, I have to pause whatever I'm watching because I'm like, what is going on here? I have no idea what this is trying to say. um, yeah, I get a little confused sometimes. Let's see. Julia says she is working on a sweater for me from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Well, awesome. It's cool to have somebody from a different country watching. We've had different countries in the past watching, but I'm always really surprised when there's somebody watching me from a different country. Okay, here is what our corn is looking like, guys. He's so cute. So now we're gonna start working on the little husk flaps. I might also embroider a little smile, but it might get obstructed by the like little emotional support message that I'll put between his arms. And I will do that later. I'm not gonna do that on stream because that requires a lot of things that I don't have out right now that I probably have to go dig for. Okay, so we're on the next page of the pattern now. I gotta work in rows instead of rounds. Got to. I haven't made this pattern in so long. I have to attach my hook in this back loop only I left, or front loop only I left open, and I chain one. Okay. DNJ says I'm off today, so I'm unpacking all of my books in my new house. Ooh. DNJ, what do you like to read? I am very into romantasy right now, and I just started the second book in the Cruel Prince series, The Wicked King. But I've been having a lot of trouble, actually like finding time to read recently, just because I've been so busy. Okay, 10 single crochet across. Um, yeah, I feel a little bummed out that I can't read as often as I used to anymore, but it's fine. I was really hoping I would be able to read enough so that I could make a granny square blanket and have every square of the blanket represent one of the book covers from books I've read this year, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough right now unless I repeat it over and over again. Okay, wow, how many stitches do I have? 2, 4, 6, 7. That doesn't seem right. I might need to add more because I didn't place the legs where I normally would place them, I think. I haven't made this pattern in so long. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Okay. 6. Just gonna have to add some extra stitches, I guess. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that definitely has to do with the fact that I didn't put my leg bobbles as close together as I normally would. That's my fault. But okay, I got round 1 of the husk done. Now I can go back to chatting. um, Heather says, I've been wanting to do lives, but been scared to. Yeah, it's definitely really intimidating, especially if you have no experience like working with. I use OBS to kind of prepare like behind the scenes stuff. Here, I'll actually share my screen with you guys real quick so you guys see what I see. This is what I see right now. So I have this little screen here. This is like the behind the scenes look of what I'm preparing to show you guys. And then this screen is what you guys are seeing. This shows me my YouTube stats for the live, and then over here is like all of your chat. And that's actually not a part of OBS. That is just something else. That's just YouTube Studio. But yeah, in case you were interested in seeing all that craziness, that is what I have to deal with when I do lives. And I use OBS because I help live stream for my church, and I also have used OBS in the past for like recording screen captures for videos and stuff. Um, so it could be a little bit intimidating, but it is free if you're looking for something that can help you with your streams if you ever do end up streaming, Heather. Um, Maria says, he is so cute. Thank you. The yarn you used is so perfect for that project. Thank you, Amber. The chat actually picked it for me today, so you missed that part, but I did some polls for everybody to help me pick the colors. That's why I have so many skeins of yarn behind me on next to Anchor here. We have all these. Oh, you guys actually can't see that. Oops. All these skeins back here. Those were our color choices, and Stream helped me choose them today with some polls. They also picked the pattern that I'm doing today. Um, let's see, D&J says, oh, I love that series. I like to read mostly fantasy and romance. Yeah, cool. So we are on the same page there. I also have read the Fourth Wing series, which is a little spicy for me, in my opinion. It gets a little too spicy. And then I just finished reading Lightlark. up until the novella that she just released in October. I have it on my shelf. I just haven't started reading it yet. The last book that I read, I was just kind of like over all it's just kind of lusty. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's not like a lot of actual character development in terms of like the romance that's going on, and I'm not a huge fan of that at all. Um, yeah, hopefully other people are also interested in fantasy romance. Otherwise, I'm boring the rest of you. Maria says, "This is the second live for me. I love watching your videos." Well, thank you, Maria. I'm glad that you were able to tune in again. I'm going to keep doing this every other week until maybe when I start doing videos every week again, but I don't know how long it's going to be before I start doing that again or if I will ever do that again. It was just kind of a lot, but these lives are really fun and I know that you guys enjoy them too, so it makes me really happy that you guys enjoy them too. Jen says, I do audiobooks while crocheting or dinosaur rock. What is dinosaur rock? I have never heard of that before. Um, it almost sounds like something like you like a kid song, like one of those kids bop songs or something. Okay, I need to mark the fifth stitch before I continue. I was going into autopilot again. I am on round 6. Need to mark my 6th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th stitch, I said 6th. And then I'm gonna single crochet 5 to that point. Yeah, Heather, OVS is just what the software is called. Um, I don't know if you saw me share my screen when I did, but it just kind of helps you put different things on screen and manage your audio levels and all sorts of things. It might be a little bit intimidating for somebody who has no idea what that is. I totally get it if you're like, what are you talking about? Okay, we're on round 7. How's everybody else's projects going? Skipping the first stitch, single crocheting 4. Perfect. My throat is getting a little scratchy. It's hard for me to get a sip in here because I don't want you guys to hear me slurp. Hillbilly is still crocheting away too. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, rounds 8 and 9, we're just doing single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And then another one. Got 79 people watching right now. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. That's awesome. Hope you guys are all finding this entertaining. I've been trying to find ways to kind of elevate the stream and make it look and sound and everything a little bit better and make it more entertaining overall. Okay. Round 11, just single crocheting 1 chain and turn, and I'm slip stitching. This pattern is kind of complicated if you've never done it before, but I'm going to slip stitch from the top of this side of the husk down to my little stitch marker now, and that's going to make the edge look a little nicer. And it's also going to get me to that point where I can continue crocheting without having to fasten off. So those are 2 pluses here about that. It's looking like I'm not going to have a lot of time to make another thing today. So I wish I had more time to be on stream with you guys, but I am sharing an office with my husband, and he is in a lot of meetings today. And he needs to get back in the office at some point. He's currently in the kitchen and he's in a meeting. I can hear him talking. Okay, so I got down to the next part of the husk, and we're looking a little nicer here. It's not as like jagged as it was a second ago. Like we slip stitched from here to here. It looks a little nicer. So now we're going to make the other side of the husk. Sandra says, "My bad, I'm watching you and not doing inventory." Well, I'm I'm glad I'm helping you procrastinate doing the thing you don't like to do at least. Give you something a little bit nicer to do. Yeah, it Yeah. I can't even like watch a video or anything while doing my inventory because I feel like when I do that I get sidetracked and I'll like write down the wrong number, things like that. And I'm really scared of that happening all the time, so I try not to let that become an issue. Okay, skip first stitch, single crochet 3. Yeah. Oh, 83 views, guys. Thank you all for watching today. Thank you. That's so sweet of you guys to tune in. Um, it's really awesome. I was fully prepared to paint some safety eyes for you guys today, but you guys were all much more interested in crocheting together, so that's really cool. I went ahead and did the safety eye painting by myself this morning, so I can show you guys when I finish this some of the safety eyes that I finished painting last night that are like dried and ready to go if you want. So let me know if you want to see that before I get off stream because I will have a little time after I finish this to show you that if you guys want. And you can guys let me know. Wow. Sentence structure, Cassie, you can do it. It's only 12:21. um yeah, you guys can let me know if you would be interested in me making like some sets and selling them in my Etsy store from the things that I kind of tried out yesterday. Okay, I'm slip stitching down the side of the cob again for just that little edging bit to make it look a little nicer and not as jagged. And then I need to sew the husk to the mid back. All right, there we are. Now I am going to fasten off and I'm going to sew just the middle of the husk to the mid back, just so that it doesn't flop over like this because otherwise it won't look as nice. Would love to see the safety eyes. Okay, Maria, yeah, I can show them after I'm done then. I'll be done in probably a minute or two. Hi, do I have any pets or a dog? I have 2 dogs, but one of them is outside and the other one is elderly and he won't come up the stairs to see us, unfortunately. He's 13 years old and he does not come up the stairs unless he really, really, really needs something, and that has not happened a lot recently. Plus, his dad is downstairs, so he's probably, if he needs anything, he'll probably just go tell him. But my other dog is a border collie puppy. I say puppy, but she's a year old, but she still sure acts like a puppy. Um, and she's got so much energy that every single time that I do live stream, I put her outside because she has this habit of whenever she thinks my husband and I are in a meeting, so she hears us talking to our computer screen, she just pesters me relentlessly. And I didn't think you guys wanted to hear her cry every 20 seconds, so I just put her outside. But you guys let me know if you want to see her in future streams. I will try to make that work for us. I just know that she can be a little bit of a pest. Here's my little corn cob finished boy. Get a little closer for you guys. Thank you so much for picking the colors today. He came out so cute. Love the eye color. I love this goblin green color from Premier Parfait Chunky. So cute. And I'm really happy with how this came out. So anyway, I've got 6 more minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the new safety eyes I was working on yesterday and this morning. Actually, just yesterday because the ones that I'm working on this morning are not dry and I can't show you them, but I've got some safety eyes to show you guys. These are so pretty. I think they're gorgeous and they're like perfect for winter too. I think they all make like they look really icy, which I really like a lot. Um, they don't have names yet because they're kind of just tests because I've never worked with these things before and I was just trying to figure out what like what glitters in it. Really pretty. They all look kind of icy because of the iridescent glitters in there. And then this one right here, the blue one, is probably my favorite out of all of them. It's really, really, really pretty. It's got those twinkle glitters in there as well again. And then below that, this one didn't come out as nice, so I'm gonna have to experiment with that a little bit more. But there are little floral, like flower decals for like nail art in there. But to adhere them, I had to do Mod Podge first, and the Mod Podge that I have is extreme glitter, so there's like glitter covering it, and it's really hard to read that those are like little floral decals. It's kind of obscured. So I'm not a huge fan of how those came out, but I do like the color combination that I did. And then, let's see, I'm going to block my view a little bit. We've got this green one up here, which compared to this blue one in the middle, which I think came out the best, I did the order of operations a little bit differently on this green one. So I did the Mod Podge glitter first, and then I added the decals, and they get a little bit obscured as well because they didn't come first. So with the blue one here, the decals came first, and then I did Mod Podge glitter to kind of lock it in. But for the green one, I did Mod Podge, then decals, and you can't see them as clearly, unfortunately. You can see them when you like shift it around, you can see those little decals coming out. And then we've got this silver pear here. Oh, silver pear here. Sorry, it's like all topsy-turvy for me because I'm looking at it and I'm doing the opposite of what I think I should do. So this one also has those glitters in there. These are like little hearts and butterflies, but again, order of operations was different than this. So you can see them really clearly in this one, but you can't see them really clearly in this one. But for this pink one down here, the order of operations was optimized and they look much better. So these are like little star and moon decals. And then I did Mod Podge glitter, and then I did the another layer of glitter, I think. Or no, maybe this is just metallic paint. No, it's just metallic paint. So yeah, I think they all look really pretty, and I really, really, really like the blue one the most. And then I have two more, actually one more, because one of them is just leftover stuff that I had painted before. So let me show you this last one. Here is the last one. It's this down here. Same kind of deal as the green one and the silver one. I did the order wrong, and so you can't see those glitters as clearly, but they're still like in there, and when you tilt it you can see them. So it's definitely a different effect, and people probably have different opinions. But let me know which one you like the most. I'm going to start a poll. We will have which eyes do you like the best? And we'll do purple, blue, green, or silver, and then I can do another poll after this one to see if those are not. I'll drop off the less like the least liked eyes and see if you guys like one better from the other ones that I have here. But yeah, I think my favorite is the blue, but I think I would like the green a lot if I could see those decals better. Like that green is really pretty. We've got 50% for blue and 50% for green. I'm surprised since you can't see those green eyes as clearly. I also really like the purple. You guys sleeping on purple? I'm surprised. I feel like purple and like pink. Pink is obviously not in the poll, but pink is usually a really popular one too. So you guys like purple? I like the silver too, just because of like it looks kind of like icy, but I don't know how that would look on a plushie. It would have to be something really dark, I think, to really appreciate that. Okay, so silver, nobody liked silver, so we'll drop silver from the next poll, and we've got two different pinks. We'll do pink, I'll put both pinks in there, but they'll be differentiated, and I'll let you know which ones are which in a second. So we've got, I'll put blue and purple in there because they were pretty close. Actually, no, they weren't. It was blue was 46%, purple was 27, green was 27, so they were pretty even. So I will just put blue and then we'll do pink and we'll just kind of combine them. And then I will do purple and green. And you guys can duke it out in the chat about which pink you like better. But here we go. And after this, I gotta get off stream. But we've got the two pinks at the bottom that almost kind of read purple on stream on the camera, but they are pink. I gotta turn this eye so it doesn't look so goofy. And then we've got the green and purple and blue. Nobody liked silver, which I get. Blue is 100%. You guys gotta vote. Gotta vote quick. I gotta go. Green is 33%. Nope. Back down to 0%. Now it's. You guys are really liking this blue. I'm glad because I really like the blue too. And green is 40%. It keeps bouncing around like you guys are choosing different options. Okay, 40% blue, 40% green. Mixed opinions here. Now nobody likes purple. You like the pink more. I guess I get that. Pink is pretty, especially the one with like all the decals here. It looks really cool. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay, that is all I have time for today, unfortunately, guys. I do have to let my husband come back upstairs. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Make sure to like the stream if that's possible because that helps out the channel a lot. I would appreciate it. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and that you get some fun stuff done today. If you're market prepping, if you're making Christmas presents, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a good day. And I will see you guys next week in a YouTube video. Bye!